Hello there, Michaela. Have you finished rearranging the furniture in my room yet? Hi, Bernice. Yep, all done. I moved the bed and chest of drawers. Oh no, you moved them already? Forgive me, but you'll have to move them back. Huh? I changed my mind. I decided I liked everything just the way it was. Sorry to trouble you like this, dear. I know you went out of your way to move them for me, but the more I think about it, the more I realized I like the old setup. I wish I could do it myself, but there's no way a fragile old dear like me is capable of moving heavy furniture around. Okay, understood. I'll move them back. Oh, there was one more thing. Could you sort through all those cardboard boxes from when we moved in? They've been sat in the corner gathering cobwebs for ages now. It really is time someone did something about them. You don't mind if I open your things? I'm happy to help you out, but I can't promise everything will end up where you want it. It's fine. I just want you to get everything tidied up ASAP. If you put anything in the wrong place, I'll just have you move it again afterwards. I see. It's such a shame to have them sitting around in my brand new house like that. They're such an eyesore. Oh, that mountain of dusty cardboard boxes in your room looks simply fantastic. They really set the mood. Said no one ever. You're such a big help, Michaela, darling. I'm so thankful we have someone with so much free time on their hands living with us. Bernice, about that. I'm pretty sure I told you this when I moved in with you, but I have a job. I know that, but you work from home, right? It seems more like a casual side job type of thing to me. Anyways, what's your point? It's not a casual side job at all. I'm a full-time employee, and my contract is just as valid as someone who goes into the office 40 hours a week. I just happen to work from home. Oh, really? That's fascinating, dear. Anyway, make sure you keep on top of your housework duties. I want this place sparkling. You don't seriously think you can make me, your mother-in-law, do everything around the house when I'm so kindly letting you live with us in our family home? Didn't you say we were gonna split the housework 50-50? I did? Oh, sorry, dear, I don't remember. Did I say that? Fred said you'd agreed to it when he explained our conditions to you. I must not have heard him. Forgive me, dear. I'm getting old, you know. I'm not as sharp as I used to be. I see. By the way, I like beef stew for supper tonight. Do you mind if I make it tomorrow instead? Why do you think I said it? I want it today, dummy. But I'm still not finished moving the furniture in your room back. And when that's done, you want me to sort through all these cardboard boxes, right? I don't think I'm gonna have time. It's a daughter-in-law's job to make time. When you married my son, you made a solemn pledge to serve this family with unwavering dedication and loyalty. I am your mother-in-law, and my word is law. It would appear your parents dropped the ball in the discipline department while you were growing up. But not to worry, we'll soon fix that. I'm going to teach you a thing or two about being a woman. So just do as I say, and we'll have you whipped up into a decent, respectable wife for my son in no time. But it's already 3 p.m., which means you have at least 3 more hours to get done with everything up there. How about you get to work instead of grumbling about your responsibilities? Chop chop, darling. Those boxes aren't going to unpack themselves. Fine. I'm counting on you. I can't wait for my beef stew. Be liberal with the carrots. I can't stop eating them lately. I think I might be turning into Bugs Bunny. Michaela, this is bad. Emergency. I repeat, emergency. Really? What is it? Where are you right now? Are you still at the supermarket? Yeah, I just arrived at the car park. I'm still in the car. The supermarket is cancelled. I repeat, cancelled. You have to drive over to the Power Crystal shop over on Peeps Avenue at once. Huh? The Power Crystal shop? What even is that, and why? My daughter's pregnant! It said on the net that the shop is famous for their pregnancy crystals. Apparently, they encourage emotional release by helping clear blocked energy in their chakras. It said when expectant mothers wear them, they promote healthy childbirth and bonding with a baby, which means you absolutely have to go and buy her some ASAP. Okay, I didn't really know that was a thing, but I guess I can go pick up some if that's what you want. And wow, that's great! Congratulations to Kaylee on the baby! Isn't it just? It's been donkey's years since we had such splendid news. Not only that, but she's already 5 months gone. Wow, 5 months? That means the baby will be born this year. Still, I can't believe she waited all this time to tell her own mother. That girl has always had a certain coldness about her. I guess everyone feels ready at different times. The early days are unpredictable. I doubt she was being cold. I bet she just didn't want to get your hopes up. She probably felt more comfortable telling you when she knew things looked certain. Things tend to stabilize a lot around the 5-month mark. I suppose it's all water under the bridge now. I'm just happy she's pregnant. I can't believe it. I'm finally going to be a grandma. It's like all my Christmases have come at once. To tell you the truth, I always thought Fred would be the first one to give me grandchildren. Unfortunately, it would appear you two have no intention of giving me what I want. We do want kids one day. We're just not ready yet, is all. Really? Could have fooled me. You've been married 3 whole years now and still not so much as hint of baby talk. I was convinced you were dead set on letting your eggs dry up. Wait a sec. Michaela, are you infertile? What? No way. I wonder. I doubt you'd even tell me if you were. So, get this. I read something very interesting online the other day. Apparently girls with a lot of notches on their bedposts find it harder to fall pregnant. Now, I know your dress sense is a little extravagant. Forgive me if this sounds rude, and this is just a hunch, but if by any chance did you go around the block a few times before you settled down with my son, I think you catch my drift. Wow, Bernice, did you seriously just ask me that? No! Oh, no, I didn't touch a nerve, did I, darling? I'm sorry, I really didn't mean anything by it. That's just the kind of girl you look like is all. There's nothing wrong with liking colorful clothes. It's okay, you don't have to try and justify yourself to me. I hope you're not upset. Anyway, ready for the gender reveal? Word is it's a boy. With Kaylee as his mom, I bet he'll be super handsome. He's bound to grow into a little heartbreaker. Aren't you even a little disappointed? This means that Kaylee's boy, and not yours, will be our family successor. Huh? Disappointed? Thought hadn't even crossed my mind. I'm really happy for her. It makes no difference to me who the successor is. Besides, what is this, the Middle Ages? Goodness me. Do you even understand the implications of what you're saying? Being the eldest son means he'll be set to inherit all of our assets. That's honestly fine by me. Putting on a brave face, Ari's here. You clearly won't admit it, but I bet it's eating you up inside. Well, I guess you're in no position to complain if you're not even trying to get pregnant. Anyway, that's enough idle chit-chat. Hurry up and come back with the shopping. I want to send Kaylee her power crystals as soon as possible. The sooner her chakras are realigned, the better. Michaela, are there any beers in the fridge? I don't think so. In that case, I want you to pick me some up. Please, Bernice, I did tell you I wasn't feeling well this morning. I'm exhausted just from walking to the bathroom. I'm resting up in bed till I feel better. What's your point? Please, can you do the shopping yourself just for today? My fever hasn't gone down at all. How bad can it be? I bet it's mild at worst. Take some fever medicine and start moving. How are you supposed to get better with no circulation? Come on, move around a little, and you'll be as right as rain before you know it. A trip to the store to pick up my beer sounds like just what you need. It's not just a fever. I'm exhausted, and I have a headache. Don't be so dramatic, dear. You're probably just imagining it. Could you ask Fred instead? My son? You want me to send my son out grocery shopping? Does he look like a woman to you? Just what on earth must you think of your husband if you think that's an acceptable way to treat him? I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. I heard you even make him do housework sometimes. Why don't you make him wear a dress while you're at it? How do you sleep at night? My son works day in, day out to make sure you have everything you need, and you repay him by treating him like your errand boy maidservant? It's time you got your act together, young lady. Me and Fred agreed to split the housework because we both work full-time. Do not compare your job with what my son does. I've seen you working on your laptop in the kitchen. I'm not sure exactly what it is you do, but it always looks like you're playing video games or watching movies to me. Do not take advantage of his kindness. Start treating him with more respect. Can Can you just give me a break for one day?
Point taken loud and clear. I suppose I'll have to go and pick up the beers myself. You know what? Fine. I know firsthand what a slave driver you are now.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. What do I care? You'll be leaving soon.
Wait, what? Leaving?
My daughter will be coming to stay for a home birth.
Kaylee? At the house?
Oh, I can't help but worry about her. What with it being her first and all, I'd be failing in my duty as a mother if I wasn't there to support her when she needed me most.
So, she's coming to stay here?
Are you stupid, girl? Yes, obviously here. My house that my son had built for me. Where else would she do a home birth, dummy? I want you gone while she's here. She'd feel uncomfortable with a stranger like you hanging around.
What are you talking about? The only one who'll be leaving is you.
What am I talking about? What are you talking about, Missy? Are you on drugs? I know I told you to take some medicine, but I didn't say drink the whole bottle.
I'm the one who had this house built, not Fred. If you're gonna try and kick me out of my own house, then you can get the hell out yourself.
Stop it, dear. I'm creasing up here. How could a low-income peasant like you possibly make enough to afford to have a house like this built? I bet you have pocket change at best with that poxy little job of yours.
My salary is double Fred's.
I knew it. That fever must be making you delirious. Get some sleep and stop talking nonsense. Actually, wait. You need to get your things together first. I'll be handing over your office to Kaylee to use as her bedroom. I want you gone before the end of the next month. I can't wait to live with just my family again. It's going to be so refreshing not to have any unwelcome strangers hanging around for a change.
Got it. By the end of the month, right? Don't worry. I'll get everything together.
Michaela, what's going on? Where are you?
Out for dinner.
The front door won't open. My key won't fit in the lock for some reason. Hurry up and get back here.
No can do. Me and Fred just arrived at the restaurant. We're gonna enjoy our meal in peace, thanks.
What am I supposed to do then? Hang around out here in the yard until you two finish eating?
It's fine. You don't have to wait around. In fact, it's probably best that you don't. You don't live there anymore.
Excuse me?
The reason the door won't open is because I had the locks changed. You won't be going inside again. Oh, and I'll call the police immediately if you do anything stupid like breaking the windows to get in. I have a camera linked to an app on my phone, so don't think I won't know. I must say, Bernice, you look a little panicked right now.
Oh my god, you're watching me? Ugh, so creepy. Wait a sec, is this because I gave you your marching orders because Kaylee's coming home?
I'd be lying if I said it didn't play a part.
You're the most wicked, malicious person I've ever met. How could you do this to me and Kaylee? This is our first child we're talking about here. Wouldn't you feel bad for her as she couldn't come back to the family home for birth?
Like I said before, it's not the family home. I had it built with my own hard-earned money. It's my name on the deed. And you only lived there because I was letting you live there.
You had it built in your name? No way, I don't believe you. You have to be lying.
You're free to think that if it makes you feel better. Me and Fred are breaking things off with you. We put all your stuff together and left it in a rental storage container. The key's in the post box, so take it and get lost.
You took all of my things? What the hell are you playing at, young lady? Is this how you're paying me for all I've done for you? How could you do this to your own mother-in-law?
That's weird. I don't remember you doing anything for me at all. To me? Sure. If we're talking things you did to me, we have the endless bullying, harassment, slave driving, and general all-around unpleasantness you subjected me to. But for me? Nope, zero, zitch, nada. We weren't even that keen on having you move in with us in the first place. You're the one who showed up outside of our apartment while we were having the house built and broke down in tears, begging us to let you live with us when it was finished because you were so lonely, remember?
I've been all on my own ever since my husband passed away. What do you expect? It's only right that Fred let me live with him. He's my eldest son.
We agreed to let you stay as long as you respected our rules. The problem is, you haven't respected them at all for the entire 3 months you've been here.
You really feel that way?
You left all the housework to me. You constantly bugged me with your asinine bullshit while I was working during the day and made it hard to focus on my job. You did nothing but complain about the food, despite the fact that I cooked every single meal, and you never lifted a finger. It's like you thought you were staying at a hotel. You didn't stop, despite Fred warning you countless times. And if anything, you got worse.
But that's because I'm your mother-in-law. You have duties to fulfill to me as my son's wife.
No, you have a duty to respect the rules in our house. If you can't do that, then we don't want you around. It's really that simple. You were so convinced the house belonged to Fred. You invited Kaylee back for her home birth without any input from either of us. Then, as if that wasn't enough, you tried to kick me out? That was the last straw. Everyone has their limits, Bernice. And you pushed me far past mine. Something tells me you have no idea how good you had it these past 3 months. You will soon, though, because the freeloading ends here.
Michaela, Fred won't answer the phone. You're together now, right? Will you tell him to pick it up?
Sorry, no can do. He just blocked your number. I'll be doing the same.
No, wait. Please, Michaela, don't you think this is a little dramatic? You can't be serious about breaking things off with me. That means we never see each other again, you know? I'm a veritable ray of sunshine. Can you imagine how gloomy your lives would be without me in it? It doesn't even bear thinking about. Right, of course you don't want that. Let's all calm down and get together to talk things through, shall we? I think we're all just misunderstanding each other here. Yes, that's it. This is all one big misunderstanding.
I can't think of anything better than life without you in it, Bernice. And ray of sunshine? Try torrential downpour? Go on. What are we misunderstood on? Neither of us have anything to say to you. You had ample opportunity to change your ways.
Fine, I admit it. I probably over-relied on you a little at times. But surely the birth of Kaylee's baby is a different matter? Why should she suffer the consequences of our squabbles? Please, will you at least let me stay at the house until the baby is born?
No way. If we let you stay, you'd hang on for dear life when it finally came to leaving. You kick and scream and it'd be one big bothersome shit show. No thanks. We can do without the drama. At least with the locks changed and your stuff in the storage, we can just call the cops if you hang around outside. Sorry, dear. I don't remember. Did I say that? I can see it coming already. Like hell, we are letting you warn your way back in.
Please, I never say those things.
But those are direct quotes. 2 of your favorite lines. Don't you remember them either? You have an awfully selective memory. I don't trust you one bit. Besides, I heard from Kaylee. She said she wanted to stay in the hospital, but you insisted she had to do a home birth. She hadn't even considered the idea before you started barking orders at her.
I thought she might change her mind if we got the place ready for her and made everything to her liking.
She already has her eye on a maternity hospital. She says she's gonna do the birth there, which means you don't have to worry yourself with the home birth stuff anymore. And you don't need to be at our house for a second longer. Now go find yourself somewhere else to live and stop bothering us.
Michaela, I'm so sorry.
Oh?
I admit I was at fault. I treated you unfairly. Please forgive me. I'm begging you. Please let me carry on living at the house.
You still don't get it, do you, Bernice? There isn't an issue of us forgiving or not forgiving you. There is an issue of us kicking you out of the house and cutting you out of our lives for good.
Don't say such horrible things. Look, I admit it. I might have said the occasional horrible thing to you myself, but that was just my way of giving advice as someone who's been a stay-at-home housewife for 30 years. I thought I could educate you in the womanly ways, but you're obviously very independent and capable enough to get by without my help, and I see that now. I never did any of it with bad intentions. I did it because I care.
Interesting. In that case, you have an incredible talent for making people you care about feel like absolute crap.
It's the truth. Please, won't you forgive me? I acknowledge and accepted you as my son's wife in my own way. I enjoyed living with you, you know. I was really looking forward to our future together as a family.
You mean you were looking forward to your future of treating me like your slave? It's obvious you look at me with contempt. You tried forcing me to go shopping despite me going bedbound with a nasty fever. Then, you tried kicking me out of my own house so you could force your daughter to give birth in it. Call me crazy, but I'm finding it really difficult to detect any sincerity in what you're saying right now. The only reason I put up with your crap is because you're Fred's mom. If you were anyone else, you'd have been gone in a heartbeat. I feel like an idiot for tolerating you for so long.
I'm so sorry, dear. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I'll never treat it like my house again, I swear. Just let me back in. I'll be the perfect guest from now on. Please just don't kick me out, anything but that.
Sorry, no can do. I thought this for a while, but I feel uncomfortable with a stranger like you hanging around. That's why I'm actually really grateful you tried kicking me out. I can't wait to live with just my family again. It's going to be so refreshing not to have any unwelcome strangers hanging around for a change. Me and Fred returned home from our meal to find a distraught Bernice rocking back and forth in a fetal position in the backyard while repeating, "It's just a nightmare. You wake up soon." To herself like a mental patient who forgot to take her meds. But when she saw her son's face, the harsh reality came crashing down on her and she broke down in a fit of hysterics and demanded we let her back inside the house. We told her countless times that wouldn't be happening and that she had to leave, but it went in one ear and out the other. By that time, mine and Fred's patience had reached its limits. We went inside the house and made sure all the doors and windows were firmly locked, leaving her out there in the yard, a crumpled, tear-stained mess. By the next morning, she was gone. We knew she wouldn't have what it took to stay the night out there, so rather than waste any more time with her, we just let the elements do their thing. She showed up at the house a few more times after that, but we never saw her again after we made it clear we'd call the cops if she didn't cut it out. Something tells me she knew I wasn't joking, and with that, her will to fight withered away. Kaylee told me she kept getting hysterical 2 a.m. phone calls from a despairing mother, whose life had now completely fallen apart. She initially felt bad for her, but eventually lost patience and gave her what for when she realized all she was calling to do was badmouth me and Fred. Apparently Kaylee had been sick and tired of her mom for a while and decided to break things off with her too. None of us have any idea where Bernice is or what she's doing now. To tell you the truth, I couldn't care less. We cut her out of our lives for a reason, and we don't regret it one bit. Even if my husband and his sister do decide to forgive her and start having some kind of relationship again someday, I most definitely will not. While the mother-in-law from hell, now nothing but a bad memory, I'm finally able to relax in my own house, and it feels great. Since we didn't see each other that often until she moved in with us, I didn't know what she was like, which is why I made the mistake of assuming she was a decent human being. Boy, was I wrong in that one. I reluctantly agreed to have her moved in with us because I felt bad for her being a lonely widow, and her breaking down in tears on me just pulled at my heartstrings even more. But now, I can say without any shadow of a doubt, it was one of the biggest mistakes of my life. That said, just knowing that I'll never see her again somehow fills my heart with a contented feeling of peace and tranquility. And for the first time in a long time, I feel optimistic about the future. It's only natural to want your husband's mom to like you, but there's no bigger exercise in fertility than trying to win the approval of someone who isn't even worthy of being in your life to begin with. I'm gonna spend the time I used to spend trying to please my overbearing mother-in-law more wisely from now on important people who deserve it.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey there, Grandma. How's it going? Are you doing well? I was just wondering if you already went to the hospital today to go make a visit?
Oh, well, hello there, Sandy. Yes, I went to the hospital today. Thank you for asking. And actually, you should know that your grandpa is getting better bit by bit every single day. So I know how worried you've been about him, but I really do think that he's going to be okay.
Really? You mean it? You think Grandpa's going to be okay? That's great news. I'm so happy to hear that. Do you have any idea when he's going to leave the hospital?
Well, the doctors haven't really given a firm date or anything yet. But I really don't think it's going to be too much longer now. I mean, it's quite crazy to think that your grandpa's been in the hospital all month.
I know, it's been so long. But I'm glad that he's getting better and that he should be getting out soon. I just wish that we lived a little bit closer so that I could have gone to see him.
Well, your grandpa talks all the time about how much he can't wait to see you. He told me today when he has to do his physical therapy to get better, he thinks of you and it helps him.
Did he really say that? Well, you tell him that I'm always cheering him on in my heart.
I will be sure to tell him just that tomorrow, Sandy. And I'm sure that it will make him very, very happy.
Thank you so much, Grandma. That means a lot that you would do that. But if you're going tomorrow, then does that mean that you've been going to visit him every day?
That's right. If I don't go and visit him, then your grandpa tells me he feels lonely.
Aw, poor Grandpa. But I'm glad that you're getting to keep him company while he's in the hospital. I really wanted to get to go out and do something with him since it's going to be summer break soon, but I guess he will still have to rest, won't he?
Oh, that's right. I forgot that you were almost done with school for the year. You must be so excited. Well, Grandpa may have to rest at home for a bit, but that doesn't mean that you can't come over and spend time at our house. I know how sad you were not getting to see Grandpa at your end-of-year recital.
I know, it was hard, but if I can see you and Grandpa this summer, then it'll all be okay.
You really are such a sweet little girl. Do you know that, Sandy? Anyways, do you have any other plans for your summer break this year?
No, I haven't really made any other plans to do anything else, actually.
Oh, I see. So you aren't going to do any camping trips or go on any trips with your family or anything like that? I thought that your parents always tried to take you to the beach or out camping or something like that every summer.
Yeah, they normally do, but I guess we're just not going to be doing anything this year. But then again, we really don't have anyone who can drive, so I guess it only makes sense.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that? Is your dad not at home?
Well, he isn't at home because he's actually always at work and always super duper busy.
I see. Do you have any idea what might be keeping your dad so busy?
I really don't know. Work stuff, I guess. I don't get grown up sometimes.
You know, Sandy, neither do I most of the time. But anyways, I wonder what's keeping your dad so busy that he hardly has any time to spend at home these days.
I really have no idea, but I think that Mom might know something that I don't. You should try asking her if you really want to know what Dad is doing.
Hello, Linda. How's it going? It's been a while since we talked. Oh my, this is Bianca, I take it, yes? That's right. Sandy just walked up to me and handed me the phone. How is Frank, by the way? Is he doing okay in the hospital? I'm really sorry that we haven't made it over there to visit him. Oh, that's okay. We understand how far away it is for you. Besides, it seems that you and my son are quite busy with work and the kids. And Frank says that it's not like he's on his deathbed or anything like that, so he doesn't really mind. I know. I'm just so sorry that he wasn't able to make it to Sandy's recital this year. I know how much he and Sandy look forward to it. Yes, he was disappointed to have to miss that, but anyways, I heard from Sandy that Liam is barely spending any time at home. Is he away on a business trip or something like that right now? Yes, he actually is. Would you believe that his company sent him to Thailand for a whole month? Oh, wow. I had no idea that his business even operated outside of the country. Well, that must be very hard for you all. But I suppose that means that for the summer break, it really just is going to be you and Sandy then, right? Yeah, that's right. But I also have a lot of work to do this year, so I'm afraid it'll be a boring break for her. And it's not like I can just let her run around and do whatever she wants outside, so I just don't really know what to do at all. Yes, these kinds of breaks are really hard to deal with when you're parents by yourself. You have to do all the cooking and make sure Sandy's staying out of trouble and all of that. I know, I really do wish Liam was here. It all felt so much easier when it was the two of us. Especially since she isn't eating lunch at school anymore, cooking is taking up more and more of my time. I guess the kids may be on break, but that just means more work for the parents, doesn't it? I just wish that I had someone who would watch Sandy for me. Well, you know, I was just telling Sandy that if she wanted to, she could come and spend some time with Frank and I this summer. We really don't mind hosting for a little bit, and if anything, I think it would make Frank feel better. Oh, no, Bianca, I could never ask you and Frank to look after Sandy. I mean, Frank will have just gotten out of the hospital by then, and I can't imagine it's good for his recovery to have a child running around. But maybe after the break, when school is back in session and it's closer to fall break, we could figure something out. Yes, please. By all means, come in the fall then. Frank and I just want to see you all at this point. We feel like it's been way too long since we've all gotten together as a family. Well, we'll look at our calendar and see what we can do. But anyways, it was nice talking to you. Tell Frank that we're thinking about him. Hey, Bianca, are you there? I was just texting because Sandy's summer break should have started and I wanted to check in on you. Oh, well, thank you for being so considerate, Linda. If I can be honest, though, things have been better. I don't think I've ever been this busy in my entire life. You mean because Liam isn't there to help take care of Sandy with you? Or do you just not feel safe at home with it being the two of you there? No, it isn't that. This neighborhood is really safe, and I don't think there's ever been a problem here. Well, that's good at least, but I suppose with all the bad weather you've been having the past few days, Sandy has probably been stuck in the house, huh? I just hope that you're not stressing yourself too much right now. I know that being locked in a house with your child can, well, push some parents to their limits. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. But thankfully, Sandy and I have plenty of indoor activities to do, so she isn't getting too stir-crazy. And even if the weather was good and I didn't have any work, I think that Sandy just enjoys playing indoors more than she does outdoors. Ah, I see. Well, I'm just glad that the two of you are doing all right. And I just wanted to say that I'm sorry for messaging you while you're so busy. I just wanted to let you know that if you need anything, you can always ask me. No, oh, Bianca, please. I really don't want to bring you into my problems or call you in just because I'm a little stressed is all. I could never do that. Oh, please, we're family. It isn't a big deal at all. Just know that you can always call on me. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that, Linda. Oh, and just one more thing. I was going to send a little gift box of sweets for Sandy, but... Well, is there anything I shouldn't send her? Linda, I really appreciate you wanting to do that, but you don't have to do that. And since I'm not even at home most of the time, I don't think I'd be there to receive them. And neither would Sandy, since I told her never to answer the door when I'm not home. Oh, well, that's a good idea. You never know who it might be on the other side. Exactly, and I think if I knew that Sandy was answering the door while I was at work, it would really drive me crazy. I never knew that having a kid would make me this nervous in my life. Well, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. There are plenty of reasons to worry. I just hope that you're enjoying yourself as well. But anyways, as long as you're teaching Sandy to be safe, I suppose that's all that really matters. Thank you for understanding. I really am so grateful for what you've done and want to do. But I just have my hands full dealing with Sandy, and I kind of don't need any more to think about. Of course, if anything happens and I need your help, you'll be the first to know. Hello, Sandy. I'm sorry I can't pick up the phone right now. I'm in the hospital with your grandpa. But I can call you back soon if you just wait a little while. Grandma, please, this is really, really bad. I don't know what to do. The house is burning. It's on fire right now. Wait, sorry. What are you talking about, Sandy? Isn't your mom there? Are you home all alone? Mom hasn't been home in a long, long time, and I tried calling my dad, but he won't pick up his phone. I don't know what I should do, Grandma. You have to help me. I don't have anyone else. Wait, what do you mean that your mom hasn't been home in a while? As in she left for work this morning and still isn't home? I mean that my mom got mad and then left the house with some other guy. Now I have no idea where she is right now. Wait a second. You're telling me that your mom left the house with a man who wasn't your dad?
Yeah, that's right. After Dad left and summer break started, this strange man started coming over to our house. But I guess Mom and him knew each other because he was always driving her places and taking her out of the house. And then one day, a while ago, Mom left with that man and she never came back home since. I don't know who he is, but he always smelled like beer.
Sandy, do you think that your dad knows who this man is at all?
I don't know. I don't even know him. But Mom told me I could never tell Dad about him, so maybe not.
I see. This is all a lot to take in right now.
But if it's a man who isn't my dad, then that would mean my mom is cheating, right? I might not even be in middle school, but even I'm smart enough to see what's going on here.
I'm really sorry, Sandy. I think that you might have hit the nail on the head with that one. But that must make you really sad, right?
I tried telling Mom to stop cheating on my dad, but I told her that she shouldn't go out with this man anymore. I told her that if Dad knew what she was doing, and it would make him really sad, and that's when she told me that I could never, ever tell him.
I see. I'm so sorry that you're going through this right now, Sandy.
I know, but I've never seen Mom get this upset with me. Then the man she's with started getting mad at me and said that my mom was never going to come back home again.
And that's when they left? Do you have any idea when that was?
Yeah, it was about last Monday, now that I think about it.
Wait a second, last Monday? So you're telling me that you've been at home all alone all week? I don't believe this. Oh, wait a second. You said there was a fire at your house? Are you standing outside right now? You're not still in the house right now, are you?
It's okay, Grandma. I'm safe. I ran out of the house when the fire got really big, and now I'm standing outside.
Oh, thank goodness. I am so happy that you're such a clever child, even if you are too clever for your own good sometimes. But anyways, what is the house like? How is the fire?
A neighbor came out and called a fire department and is standing out here with me, so I'm not alone right now.
Great. Oh, that is really amazing to hear. Please tell that neighbor thank you and ask if you can wait with her for a little bit. I'm going to call your mom and dad's work right now. Then after that, I'll go and pick you up. Bianca, you need to quit this foolishness and pick up the phone right now. Are you really going to pretend like you haven't noticed a single one of my calls?
Linda, I really am sorry, but I'm very, very busy with work right now, and I just don't have any time to talk at all.
Well, you should know that I got a call from your daughter last night. I'm sure that you did too, but apparently you ignored them all. How could you do that? How could you just abandon Sandy like that?
And just how did you know that Sandy was trying to call my phone last night, huh?
Well, that's because when she couldn't get a hold of you, she began to call me. She told me about how you had left the house some time ago and that you'd left her all alone at home. But she was only calling you because your house was on fire. That's all.
What on earth are you talking about? What is that even supposed to mean?
I mean, your house, the place where you live with your husband and child. You know, that place? There was a fire there.
Wait, I still don't understand. What do you mean there was a fire at my house?
Do you think that I'm joking with you right now? I guess you haven't really been keeping with the local news. Otherwise, you might have heard about the fire that set a whole house up ablaze.
And you're telling me that the house that got caught on fire was my house?
That's right. Not only that, but like I said, the whole place went up. And the whole place burned down.
I don't believe this. I don't know what to say right now.
Well, I would be speechless too if I just found out that everything I own had just been burnt to a crisp. And especially if all of that happened while I was out running around with some strange man. I would just feel like I made the worst mistake of my life if that happened to me.
What are you talking about? You're still not making any sense at all.
Am I not? You're the one who didn't even know your own house had burned down because you were ignoring your own child. But, I mean, I was at work and I wasn't looking at my phone, that's it. Oh, really? Because it's already well into the next day now and you're still seeming surprised at all of this. It sounds to me like you've been away from home for a while now, no? Perhaps because you're out cheating on Liam right now? That is not true. I'm at work right now. How dare you even imply that I'm cheating on Liam? Just who do you think you are? Excuse me? I'm not the one lying about being hard at work while I'm actually out leaving my daughter at home to fend for herself. I have every right to be mad at you right now. But I'm really not lying. I'm telling you the truth. Why won't you listen to what I'm trying to tell you? I know how busy you've said you are, so I called your work and they told me that you put in quite a large request for time off. Wait a second. You called my work? Why would you do that? You can't just go and do that. Well, what did you expect me to do? There was a fire at your house, your daughter was alone, your husband is in another country, and you were nowhere to be found. But still, you didn't have to call my work because of all that. I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't an emergency, and I think your house burning down more than counts as that. Honestly, do you act this way every time your husband is away from the house? Because Sandy told me about how you told her to keep quiet. You told her that if her dad ever found out that it would crush him and that she didn't want to do that to him. And so you mean that you've heard all about this from Sandy? That's right. She told me everything that's been going on since her dad went away and summer break started. And just what kinds of things has that little brat of mine been telling you, huh? Well, she told me that ever since school got out, you started bringing this strange man over to the house more and more. And she told me about how you both tried to keep her quiet. And how you two must have thought that would be enough to keep Sandy's mouth shut under any circumstances. But this isn't fair. I didn't cheat on my husband, I swear. Why even try and deny it at this point? Sandy's already told me the truth. You really should have tried harder to hide your affair from your own daughter, you know. But, I mean, Sandy just doesn't get what's happening. Yes, it's true that I was going out with this guy who she'd never met before. But she's totally wrong about the affair. He was just a friend, I swear. She read this whole thing completely wrong. Oh, just give me a break already, Bianca. You are doing nothing but burying yourself deeper into your lies. You flaunted your affair in your daughter's face and she didn't keep your secret for you. And because you decided to run off with this guy to who knows where, your daughter could have really been hurt. I mean, don't you even care about your own child at all? What if she hadn't been able to escape the fire? You're right. I'm so sorry. I never wanted anything like that to happen. So, then you admit to everything that I've said here? You really were having an affair? I mean, affair is such a strong word. I was thinking of it more like a summer fling. I don't really care what you call it. If you were involved with someone other than my son, that's cheating. But just what in the world were you thinking exposing Sandy to what you were doing? I never thought that she would have been able to guess what was going on. And just how in the world could she not have when you were bringing him over to the house for her to see? Instead, you just told her to keep her mouth shut and leveraged her love for her dad against her. Well, that's because I knew if Liam found out that this would blow up like it is now. I just thought that if Sandy was too scared to tell her dad, that she wouldn't. You're horrible. How could you manipulate an innocent child like that? Well, I hope that you're happy with this other man of yours, but you should know that you don't even have a home to go back to now. And what about Liam? How much of this does he already know? Oh, he knows all of it. We called and explained to him all about why his house was burned down. And what did he have to say when he heard all of that? Well, I only caught a little bit of the yelling and shouting. I had to mute my phone for a bit because I had never heard my son swear so much and Sandy was in the room. But then, does that mean that you think he's going to want a divorce? It's not like I wanted to marry the guy that I was seeing. What do you think? You put his daughter in immediate danger. I can't see you talking your way out of this one, Bianca. But he'll have to understand that I wasn't doing this because I didn't love my family. It was just a little fling, that's all, I swear. Well, I guess that you and Liam are going to have that conversation between yourselves. But after what Sandy had to say about how you and this man of yours treated her, I really can't see him ever coming back around to you. But you can talk to him. You can talk to Sandy and tell her that she didn't understand what she saw, and then you talk to Liam and explain how this was all just one big, huge misunderstanding, right? I could do that. I could do a lot of things, but what you're asking me to do is lie to my granddaughter just like you lied to her. You're asking me to lie to my son just like you lied to him too. And those are both things that I simply refuse to do. Unlike you, I respect my family too much to manipulate them. You made your bed, now it's time for you to lie in it. After that, the police and firefighters investigated the fire and found out that it began in the kitchen and with a burner left on. Apparently, Sandy had been trying to cook for herself since she had no other choice when the fire broke out. Liam sued Bianca not only for her affair, but also all of the property damage that occurred not under her watch. In the end, Bianca ended up owing Liam more than she could afford. He also sued the man Bianca was sleeping with and got a pretty penny from him too. I heard that because of all the legal fees, Bianca went deep into debt. She asked both of her parents for help with her situation, but they were furious with her and refused. With no home or family, Bianca had to move into a tiny apartment and start her life over from scratch. I hear that she can barely afford to even pay rent, as so much of her salary is now going to paying off her debt. Until Liam got back from his business trip, Sandy came to stay with Frank and I at our house. Both Frank and Sandy were overjoyed to get to see one another. I remember on the night of the fire when I told Frank it looked as if he was about to have a heart attack, he was so stressed. But when I told him that Sandy was safe, his eyes softened and he was finally able to breathe again. Of course, given the severity of the situation, Liam's work didn't keep him all over there for the duration of the business trip. He was able to come back home right away to deal with all that had happened. It was from then that he dealt with Bianca and her secret lover. I don't think that I have ever seen my son's face look so angry when their lawyers met. Of course, Liam was on one side of the table while Bianca and her other man were on the other. I swear that if it weren't for those two lawyers there, my son might have taken the law into his own hands. He told me later how the night of the fire he hadn't been able to sleep for 3 days out of worry for what was going on. Once all the legal proceedings were over, he slept a whole 48 hours straight. Liam took the money he got from the lawsuits and used it to buy a house much closer to my husband and I. Sandy was so happy to get to live closer to us. And we were so happy to be able to keep an eye on her. More than anything, I'm just so happy that all of this finished without anyone getting physically injured or permanently scarred. I feel so sorry for Sandy, but I know that she's a brilliant and resilient girl with a bright, bright future ahead of her.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.